Should have got some ice water before I came on. Hey, cello. It is I, Stacy. Yep. Did not post you all. I am live again because it's easier than to upload. Let me finish my cigarette because I don't know. People don't like smokers. They treat us like shit. But anyway, I came back home. I had a lovely weekend, prolonged weekend. What did I miss with the Summer Wells case? We're going to go over it again. I'm in my pajamas. Yes, I got the injection today, but I'm actually feeling pretty good. I got a lot of shit to do in my house. Left my 21-year-old autistic son home. The toilets overflowed. I've been 3 bottles of liquid Drano. Anyway, we all got issues and problems, and we're gonna do this a different way tonight. How you doing? We're gonna do this a different way. I'm not even putting makeup on. I'm so tired and sunburnt, but I did have a good time. I went to Pennsylvania and crystal hunting in a coal mine. We did find crystals. They were like really little, but you know what? They still good because I found them, and I'm gonna make little wands made of pure crystals. I got big crystals up there. But it's not the point. You gotta go out and look for shit. You gotta let bring it to you. Otherwise it just falls through your roof and you find the shit. But you get my point. Uh, Sometimes you gotta get out and really look for it. So of course with my back situation, I did pretty good. But my brother-in-law and my sister helped me carry the shit I couldn't because after walking a mile and a half, I couldn't walk no more. And I wanted to go actually get in the river and actually pan for some really gems, some real gems. We did find some garnet, we found some crystals, and we found a little bit of pyrite. How everybody's doing? And what did I miss? Y'all got clue one because all I did was watch movie at their beautiful house, and they have a beautiful house. Um, and a pool. So I did get sunburnt, but I did get the injection in my back today. It's still numb, so tomorrow I'll feel it. So I got issues. I got major issues with Don, and saying he didn't want a psychic there because blah 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 Christian shit. I don't know, but sometimes you gotta say to yourself, I don't care who the fuck looks for my daughter. My daughter's missing, right? So while everybody's bitching about Candace and whatever the fuck she did, let's think about this. Jesus turned wine from water to wine, right? I don't know what magical powers he had, but I guess you got to be touched from God for those Christians to believe. And I don't know who the fuck said you couldn't like do tarot cards or have a psychic dream, right? Who doesn't? Everybody is becoming psychic, you know? Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're dead on, right? It's your life, but the point is, Jesus turned wine from water, and everybody went, "Oh my!" I mean, could you imagine how many years ago that was? And Moses went up on a mountain, and while everybody's fornicating and having a good time, he's like, "Fuck y'all! I'm gonna go get some gold." He comes back with 10 commandments and maybe some more, but he threw them out. We don't know because there was no witness. But supposedly there was people that followed Jesus around and wrote it. If that wasn't the greatest magician in the world, and they're still selling books, millions and millions of dollars later, whether you get it from the dollar store, right? And I told you, steal them from the motel rooms or get them at the dollar store. Hey, and hopefully the foot guy doesn't show up. It wouldn't. Hey, Robin, how you doing? So I don't know if you're following the case about Summer Wells, but there's way too many children missing in the world. But what is it that Don is hiding from us? excuse the laundry basket. That's actually clean clothes. But for some reason, Ryan couldn't put them away while I was gone. So it is clean clothes. So don't flip out. I know, right? So anyway, remember I took the 22 cards and separated them in one old deck to spell out names. And then yeah, I keep getting Q and U too, but whose name has a Q and a U in it? And so I'm feeling Summers in one and two places. That statement Don made makes me believe that, without a doubt, I could be wrong. Just how I feel about that man. Well, yeah, I mean, who has not been with a bad man where it's like, okay, he's got kids. He seems to be working, but apparently he doesn't want us to find out what the fuck he's been doing. Yeah, so what? You've been like fucking around on her, Probably. Are we shocked? No, but do you want us to find your daughter? And then what's with um the search people saying that they don't want anybody else to search? Why not? You know, why don't you? If you've seen the terrain of Tennessee, it is hills, mountains, and nothing but. Yeah, we don't want nobody to get hurt, but we got to find this little girl. And Don says, I know she's been sex trafficked. No, I don't think so. I think they probably did what they did and threw her ass out. I don't know if everybody or anybody is coming in thinking that she drowned that day. I don't get it because I've taken my kids out and I told them don't go underwater because that is some nasty parasites in that water. You don't want it in your ears. You don't want swimmer's ears. You don't want it in your eyes. And yeah, I know a couple people were saying, yeah, the bay. You don't want a parasite chewing on your brain going underwater, right? Is it clean enough to go swimming in? Yeah. Did they rake the bottom out? I don't know. But there's also poisonous snakes. We know that she's not nowhere near the home. It's possible that a bear, but they would have been tracks or something that, where they ripped something apart. So we know that didn't happen. But everybody is convinced that she died on the way home. And why would Candace cover up accidental drowning? Robin, why are you up? It's still late, right? And today's Monday. It feels like a Friday. And Sassy is with me because I've been away. I'm not allowed to bring her because she pees. And my sister didn't want her in her clean house. But anyway, so why would she cover up if an accidental drowning? You know, and it would take a lot of water for her to secondary drown. It doesn't make any sense. But I mean, there's people that you can say that the world's flat and the world's round and blah blah blah, right? So let's think about something else. Uh, accidental drug overdose. Why would she still not call? She seems like she loves a little girl. She takes her in special little places without the boys, unless that's a guilt trip, you know. But so she was smart enough not to leave unless Samani Arnie, coached Candace on you shall not leave your child home alone with all those boys. So there's three boys. The oldest one is 12. Now, and then somebody else, I don't remember, and excuse me if I'm wrong, my memory is really messed up with all the mess. Um, there was somebody who said that um, H or Hunter was supposed to be spending the night there to babysit because she wanted to go out and whatever she wanted to go out for. Apparently, she's the tramp on the mountain, according to Allie, the best friend that's no longer a friend, but let her 15-year-old son go with her. Right? So there's a contradiction right there. So, if you knew she was that bad, why would you let your son go there? What did she give you to persuade you to let him go there? Oh, well, he wanted cigs or he wanted a little drink or something. But, that's between her and that. But Allie was smoking away at every interview she did. And, I'm a smoker. I don't like offer it to 15-year-olds or my vape or any alcoholic beverages. But, I'm not one to judge. Did it happen? Probably. But was she get time for it? No. But then again, look at Allie. She's smoking in front of her son, and I'm sure that he's been around the drinking. It's Tennessee. Sure, he's had some moonshine at 15. Uh, should you give it to him? Hell no. Right, but she might face a couple fine. What's it? $1,000 fine and some jail time. Serving an underage person. But and then okay, so even if some are smart enough at 5 not to realize, don't take a pill that fell on the floor and everything, right? Like I said before, it's possible that I mean, hey, if you're off work, come visit me. I'm gonna clean my house though. But sidetrack. Came home. My son, one son's out of the house from punching me in the face right here. He has mental issues, and it's embarrassing and shameful to say that I was abused by my oldest son. My youngest son, who's also autistic, uh, tried to step in, and we left him alone with the dog. But anyway, he overflowed the toilet, so now I've used 3 bottles of liquid Drano and still plunging it. So I might have to call in the landlord. And they just renewed my lease. So I mean, I talk about issues, right? But both my sons are good sons. They just having trouble right now. So anyway, get that off my chest. But yeah, see, Robin, it didn't really scar that bad, but yeah, it's shameful, and he needs to get the help that he needs and stop lying about it. So anyway, I might have to call the landlord and come drain the damn tub out. I mean, ugh, if it ain't one fucking thing, it's another, right? So anyway, but thank God I never had a child missing. However, remember I told you the story about uh, I'll change his name to Jeremiah, even though it's something similar to that. The one autistic kid that spent the night over at our house one time and went home in the middle of the night, like 1 o'clock in the morning, because the smoke detector kept beeping. It didn't go off, but it just kept beep, beep. He just decided he didn't like that and walked 2 blocks home. And I woke up and I was like, where's he at? My kids are like, I don't know. I was like, what do you mean you don't know? I'm looking at I panicked. Now, what would I do if the child was dead in my house? I would definitely call somebody, you know? So, Grandma's been through this before. Candace has been through this before. Even a 21-year-old sister that disappears. Okay, shit does happen with. Now, is there bad cops down there? Psst, whatever. But what the fuck? Was she hanging out with motorcycle people? I'm not judging motorcycle people, but yeah, they might have been hanging around with the wrong crowds. Uh, and we're married to the wrong crowd. We cannot keep pointing fingers. But every time I see something on this situation here, they keep pointing the fingers at the mom because, of course, she was the last one. That's her job. Watch their kids. Like John Walsh's mom, she was shopping in a mall and bam, somebody snatched his little ass. Opportunity. So, ladies and men, you can't turn your back on kids right now, especially even in the front yard or the backyard. They will either sell their organs or sex traffic or just, torture and fucking goodbye. I don't know what it is, but there's some sick shit going on with kids right now, right? And I'm thinking that it's drug money. Tides gone down in price. It's they're just selling, kidnapping people, hostage situation. That's why nobody wants to go and visit other cities right now. You can't take the risk. It's crazy. It's insane. So let's go back to everybody's point to figure out Candace. What about Grandma? Okay, she. Another person said to me, I don't remember her name, but I don't know if it was true or not. She said that the grandmother, Candace Senior, yes, Robin, I'm telling you, her name's Candace, and the daughter's name's Candace. They had a sister. Candace had a sister disappear 20 years ago, and she was 21 at the time of her disappearance. But Candace was nowhere around. She was in another state. But however, she was in an abusive situation. Never tell your man you're leaving you. You're leaving him. Just pack up, don't go. You don't say, I'm sick of you bastard, I'm leaving you. Because that's when it gets dangerous, no matter what. So anyway, they think it's not connected. But however, this is why the story's getting so popular. So Candace Senior, the grandmother, lives on their property, and it was like what 3 or 4 months before that, Candace uh, put out a protective order against her husband because he's a drunk, but yet she's a drunk too, and for domestic abuse, and also abuse on her and the mother. The grandmother, Candace Senior, lives on a little trailer. It's not like a trailer. It's like a little camper, and she also has a bus that's on the property. So Don has inherited this property on top of a hill in Tennessee, and it's a beautiful place to be in Tennessee. Everybody's building beautiful, nothing but woods. Lakes somewhat, but not, but just woods. Copperheads, bears, and whatever else. Wolves or blah blah blah. And yeah, still, mommy gave bad medicine. It's possible, but yet she was already sleeping in the car. It's not like she needed some Benadryl like Casey Anthony, right? Zanny, the babysitter. Yeah, shameful. I don't know. I guess when a cat goes in heat, the cat's got to go, right? They'll do anything to put the kids out nowadays. I guess but when you got hormones, I've done some shit that wasn't too right in the head, but didn't have kids. Um, so anyway, everybody's pointing the finger at Candace, but yet Don has found this new religion, and he was in prison, not jail, but prison. What was he in prison for? Burglary. Not one to judge because people do turn their leaves. They get off of the high horse or the white horse or the snorting horse, and they find a family, and he's up there in age. He's like 56, but he looks like he's 63. Um, I think he's 56, but very tall man. He does drywall, so we know he's a construction guy. He wears jeans, so I'm sure there's a bar and strip clubs involved somewhere down the road before he gets home to his boys. But he has now there's another rumor saying that she Candace, I think it was from Don's family, saying that Candace had another child after Summers and gave her up for adoption. Now that don't make no sense unless it was somebody else's child. Why would you give up a child? I mean, I'm not one to judge, but you ain't never heard of birth control. Now they seem to be buying some nice vehicles, um, and besides land tax, they don't have to pay for anything. She doesn't seem to be investing in any clothing or bras. And then the boys look pretty healthy, clothes wise. And then Summer looks really beautiful in some of her outfits, except for the lice problem, which they have clarified that yes, it was definitely a lice problem. But it seems like but little girl needs more protection than the little boys. So she left the three boys home alone, 12, 10, something, something. And I don't know how old the youngest one is. Because Plunder doesn't keep showing that shit over and over again. I can't stand her. I unsubscribed again. Um, okay, if it was an accident, why would Candace just say it was an accident and Grandma would go along with it? Because she was there. So anyway, when somebody was telling me that Candace Senior went to the hospital and stayed the night, and that's why Candace Junior had to was going to have Hunter babysit, 15-year-old, which that's legal to watch all those boys and the girl, right? But something happened and then the plans changed. Now, other people have not said um, that Candace Senior stayed over at that hospital. So they drove, because they're way out in the middle of nowhere, all the way this way to go to that hospital to fix her knee. I'm sure she got pain meds. And picked up Hunter, and then Allie's acting like, we're not friends with her no more, blah blah blah, but couldn't wait to spill the beans on her good friend and what a low down, dirty little slut she is with Jose or Juan or whatever his name is. And but yet, Allie, why was this man in your house? And Allie, why are you doing this in your trailer or whatever the hell? Get my point. But then was Candace really going to leave him? Probably. But what stopped her was, I don't know. You got four kids, and school's not open. So okay. So let's forget about that. I'm pretty sure we're going over. Oh, slow down, people. I can't read. Okay. Then someone was going to adopt Summer, the grandmother. But yeah, the grandmother lives on the property, so I don't think they're going to allow that. That's the. Are you talking about Summer? They were going to keep. They were going to adopt. But see, that's hearsay. I don't know how much that's true, and maybe it is true because Don is an older man. Candace looks rough, but I'm assuming she's younger. And then there was two other children before him that supposedly she had and lost. So I'm leaving towards H. Why would he go with Grandma C and H? Then he says, and man, yeah, I never heard about the lurking shit, but what really pissed me off, and we'll go back to that issue. What pissed me off was that one ex cop, and don't get me wrong, I like him, but what's his name off the cuff or something? He had members only tonight, and there was like 8,000 people watching him, and then it's like, really? And then he did go down there and interview, but it's like, really? How rotten can you be? But anyway, and then he, also Allie was fast to give oh sure, I'll talk about her. But H, and then they're saying, well, this and that. He's 15 years old, seems to be pretty, yeah, ADHD, seem to remember shit. Okay, so and now Candace is saying I gave the they supposedly bought one drink. I don't know if that was confirmed or not, but now she's saying she gave it to Grandma C. I mean, Candace Senior had the one drink so that she can say that she gave it to him. Whatever. So he sipped a half of whatever the hell. But now they're making a big issue. But that's all right. That's not the issue of your daughter's fucking missing. Who gives a fuck? But that's not the important shit. So Don's finding out all this shit about his wife. Yeah, it's turned into quite a soap opera. And I'm sure he's found out more shit. And then he even said that Allie said this or that, blah, blah, blah. Right. But look what the hell Allie's hanging around with. Motorcycle gang. Of course, H is there. Oh, he don't know that gang does this or that. It's a fucking gang. Whatever. H gave drug dealer timeline. I don't know what that means. Hi, yes, from Canada, California. I don't know what that means. Hi, but did you see the interview? Starting lean towards H and the drug dealer. Well, I'm assuming we know Candace was definitely on something or still is, but he fucked up and said, oh, she's pretty much gave up everything, including drinking. What the fuck's that mean? Okay, so we know that she's definitely one. If she ever needs meds, she needs them now, right? But okay, and then we know that Allie confessed to calling a child protective services, or I guess it's called social services in Tennessee too. That Allie's already admitted that she called on her, which is hilarious because it's like, what the fuck are you doing, lady? Right? But she didn't. She's not missing a kid yet. But and then of course the church people, and then she's drawn to these women. When a little kid's in church, they have a little daycare center, blah blah blah. They're drawn to that anyway, but Don is into the church shit. So he's pointing fingers, I'm sure, at Candace, but yet they both drink after 5 o'clock. So, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, Allie just needs. She should have never opened her mouth and just stay the fuck out of it unless you knew where Summer's at. The bottom line is where the fuck is Summer's at? Now, Don said he doesn't want a psychic. And, it doesn't matter who the fuck or what the fuck they do, whether they're devil worshiping or it's, Joe Biden out there. Whoever brings your daughter back, hire them, right? Or let them do it for free. So they're saying they don't want volunteers out there searching now, because this has got so much publicity. So everybody's got an opinion. And you don't have to pay me nothing to be a member of this shit and tell us what your theory is. Everybody has a theory, everybody has a thought. And that's why we're great. Right? I think H is in it deep. It's possible that Candace and maybe them. When I say them, um, uh, husband Don and Candace Senior, if they party every night, bonfires, kids running around, it's they ain't got nothing to do. It's summertime, right? Um, if they're partying every night, they don't get reception in on that hill. So remember, she said she can't get phone reception in. So she goes to grandma's trailer. Why does grandma's trailer get better reception than your house? Right? Right? I gotta go to grandma's, kids. I get better reception. Right? And then grandma's got a bus filled with shit. She might be a hoarder, but she also travels from there to Connecticut or something. I forget when the hell she goes and travels. Somewhere, Wisconsin, something like that, right? So grandma travels, but she got a bad knee. Now they took Candace's vehicle. Why? Uh, but to go pick up grandma. I guess she was low on gas. No, seems like Candace had lots of money. She stopped and got beer, vapes, and groceries. So she's doing her wifely job, and the boys are hungry. I'm sure they're eating them out of house and home at those age, right? Now, what's the boys at home? Why would you leave your boys at home? That's nothing but trouble when you leave 3 boys at home. But then again, you're on top of a mountain. So I wonder what the neighbors say about those boys. Are they good boys, or do they, shoot BB guns and fire off shit, run through the woods? There's also a lake not too far from that house where they could go. Believe me, I lived out in Salisbury, Maryland, with copperheads and water moccasins. We don't think about snakes when you're picking blueberries and running through the woods. And my mother never watched us. She didn't get, woman was clueless. Right. Well, yeah. That's the sad thing. They're probably clueless, but she claims that the Wi-Fi is good, but the reception for the phone's bad. So she had to go to grandma's trailer to get there. So they get home. Of course, she's got to bring the milk in from the drive. And, so Summer wakes up, and yeah, she's in long sleeve for some odd reason. Because, well, then again, I remember that the cop on the cuff or whatever his name is, Mike. I don't remember, but you get my point. Sure, you all watched it. 8,000 people were watching it. Um, McDowell or whatever his name is. I mean, I like the guy. I just can't remember his name. Mike McDowell, ex cops on the cuff. He said, "Did you have the AC on or were the windows down?" Now, now they were saying that Candace said that she had her Summer had her bathing suit on before they went to H's house, but then H is saying that she changed to her bathing suit. What difference does it make? The point is yeah, okay, she had a bit. They uh, we confirmed that she had a bathing suit on, and it was that day. However, okay, so if she's went swimming, 5-year-old, remember she's five, and she's like tired out, she's like flipping and stuff, and so if they had the windows down, because I don't know, maybe Candace and the mother smoked real cigarettes. The windows were down and the wind was blowing right in the little girl's face. So, she put a jacket on. But these people are just insinuating, I know she dead. I mean, a 2-hour thing of how, this video, you could see she's dead and the color of this and that. And it was like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. But then again, these people don't make much sense. They don't make much sense at all. Right. I've been on a mountaintop. You're getting no reception. So anyway, she goes in, she puts food on. I'm sure as soon as car stops, Summer wakes up. Okay, so she went in the house and then they decided, let's go plant the plants. So the boys are still playing whatever the hell they're playing. And don't go outside. And Don's still working. So they go outside and they plant the plant. It took a whole 5 minutes. Grandma needs her brace adjusted, but yet Candace needs to go make a phone call in Grandma's trailer camper, or snort some pills, or I don't know. I hope they don't inject. I don't think you inject the shit, but who knows? Or they made phone calls for Juan, Jose, Jim, John, and Peter to come pick up some bills or pills, and you notice none of them came up with that, but yet we all did. Um, is it possible Grandma's been selling pills? And these people, I mean, are running with some gangs up on a hill. Or is it possible that she was fixing her mother's leg and she thought, Summer went back inside the house. She didn't get up and look because she's lazy. You can obviously see this woman is not energetic. She's just like, go play. I don't. How old is she? Like 36? I mean, I don't think she's in her 40s, right? So she's very lazy, obviously. We been told by her house the bugs and roaches and rats and so forth, and right? Or maybe that's just gossip. Maybe her house is clean. We never really seen the inside of the house. Well, except for the pictures, but you get my point. So, what do you all think happened then? It's possible one of the boys hit her over the head and she fell down the damn steps. That's the only thing that she would, cover, right? 3 sets of clothes. I'm still itchy. I'm burnt my back so bad. Well, yeah, rats do eat the bugs. Rats and mice also, if they're dead rodents in your couch and shit, or underneath your beds, or on your bed, they do carry lice. So, and then they all agreed about that. About the well, yeah, they all had short haircuts, but yes, there was a lice problem, right? But Don's the only one that didn't cut his hair, but yeah, he did at one point. Whatever. Yeah, it's you got an infestation. It's easier just to cut the hair. But however, when it comes to the lake thing, um, it's not good to let your children go under that water. You don't know. Yeah, I mean they have professional people go out there and test the shit for parasites and pollution. Then if they're testing the shit monthly and pay people to do it, it's not worth taking a chance on going underwater ever. So, and especially when they call it the horse lake or whatever the fuck, but right. So, so she was, let's say she got out of the car and went into the house. Okay. And then they went back outside and then she, she's full of energy again because she had a little nap and had something to eat. Um, did you all hear whether or not she ate anything? Yeah, well, the drug testing things, that's kind of iffy. Why would you test a little girl's head for drugs? And if they're under that much of an investigation, like, yeah, my child, my 5-year old might be on drugs, social services should have stepped in a while ago. Let's blame it on them. Yeah. I mean, the drug testing, it costs a lot of money for drug testing, too. Smoke up, people. And yes, I smoke. Don't hate me. I know a lot of people hate smokers. Well, that's far fetched. I mean, my kids did have lice one time, and it came from somebody else kid being at my house and giving it to them. I called the nurse immediately. Said I'm a trained cosmetologist. We know how to get rid of it. Blah blah blah. Bought this and that. But hey, you might want to test. And heads up, you know, I'm not ashamed of it. Test the rest of the people at school so that you don't have an outbreak. Now, but they weren't in school, right? So I know a lot of people save money by just shaving their heads. Well, if they're paranoid about that, what else are they paranoid about? What did they do? I'm beginning to think Don's got more issues than that. You know? Anybody got a deck of cards ready? And yeah, I kept doing trying to get initials too. AQ and did come out, but whose name's got an A and a Q in it? I mean, or Q and a U, right? First name. But yeah, you go to Walmart, and if she has no problem driving and has plenty of money apparently to go get things, so it's not like she was struggling for money, from what I understand or seen. Those car vehicles are pretty nice, so it takes gas to get to and from, and you definitely need a vehicle out in those mountains. So Don's providing. Don comes home, I guess maybe on those whiskey things where he became abusive. Or, but then again, remember what Allie said? Allie said Candace would invite strangers over to come party with her. She's so lonely up on that mountain. But there is neighbors. And Andrea, I'm not sure. That's a beautiful name. I'm not sure if you watch some of my vids and the other tarot readers, or if you have tarot cards. We all came up with that red vehicle way back before they even mentioned that. And I think they pretty much putting clues together. Candace, I'm not sure. She's got some serious fucked up mental problems right now. And then grandma's going to cover for her. She's not the greatest daughter in the world, but remember, grandma claims that she could get packed up and go travel back to wherever she travels to. Connections and where did I say? Well, it wasn't Connecticut. It was shit, I forget. So she travels back and forth. So grandma's got places to go and people to see, right? So why would she cover Candace's ass? Plus, when she could, that's also your free babysitter. Grandma could babysit. Why isn't Candace working? I don't know. Besides, we're all getting over the coronavirus, right? So she's got a free babysitter, except for grandma's got a messed up knee right now. So we know that grandma got some pills. That's why they traveled all the way there. And then everything is pretty much, whether it's I'm taking she's on Social Security, and so even if she's on medical assistance and homeless, she gets free medication and free drugs, or free medical, right? So somebody said that she spent the night in the hospital. Apparently, I don't know. Nobody's verified that. They're not going to tell us, right? Yeah. The car was found in a parking lot. Now remember, Rose Bly, Candace was nowhere near. She was out of state that time. But remember, Grandma also knew a lot of dangerous people back then. Also, Rose was in a bad marriage. Definitely foul play, though. You're definitely correct about that. Um, and yes, Rose, but I still don't know if that's true or not. They didn't verify that completely, because a 21-year-old to take on custody of other people's children, that's pretty responsible. And then if you're in a bad marriage with other people's children, I don't know, that's a bad situation, right? At 21, remember that. She wasn't like, I can do this on my own. I mean, we're talking 21. I mean, you could be the most upstanding, drug-free 21-year-old out there. They really don't trust 21 in the court. They just don't. I had an issue when I was 18 with my nephew, and my older sister going completely schizo from lots of drugs and greens, and my mother taking on that responsibility. I said I'd babysit, take on two jobs. But there is no judge in the world gonna give me that child at 18. Hey, um, that's where we're gonna find out. Maybe it was somebody Don works with, or is it the neighbor, or maybe did Summer fall down this, or get pushed down the steps by Candace or the other boys? You know, I keep getting that Candace didn't do it, and then I also asked about the boys. However, the Prince of Cups does come up, which can signify, which all the other tarot cards will tell you, it could represent a younger male child, or like on the case with Faye, the one that was raped and killed and thrown to the dirt a year. It was the neighbor behind them. Usually, the Prince of Cups can also represent an ex-boyfriend, ex-lover, and they're not telling us about Juan. Uh, is he a hostile person? Did he try to get back at Don for when Don came home? And was that the domestic issue? Because remember, Allie let it all out that Candace will invite strangers back to that mountaintop. Uh, and then and then who directly said? I told you I need to catch up. I've only been gone 3 days on a mountaintop of flatness in Pennsylvania, but who was it that said that there was a strange guy that was looking for boys on that mountaintop? Did you all hear about that? Right? So, and of course, the one neighbor about the red truck. See, a lot of YouTubers were saying, "Oh, like Candace made that shit up." Or Candace also drives a red vehicle, but and then of course, red vehicle is very popular. Okay, so the news put that out because they seen it on a camera going back and forth on that main road to get to their house, Ben Hill, and no. So The red truck could have been the neighbors, could have been somebody working at a neighbor's house. And how many neighbors is there on that street? Because when you look it up and Google it, you can't even see their house on that top. Let alone neighbors, right? So who the hell actually came up with the red truck? I mean, yeah, they got a picture in their license plate, blah blah blah, right? So so that could be the red herring, but yeah. But and then Don came driving home like a knight in shining armor and called 911. And now Candace says she called 911, but she called Don first and then ran to grandma's trailer because she's got better reception. And it's just none of this makes any sense, but they keep asking the same shit over and over again to see if she slips up. Well, Don couldn't have took her to the work site because I'm assuming, well, H is a witness. Allie's a witness that they went to the lake that day. So and then drove to the minute. So it was like timed, but yeah, you get my point. And why would he just take? Oh, and there's also the rumor that the grandfather's death was the inheritance the little girl was going to get, nobody else. Now, I don't know if we could prove that or if they're going to bring that up or if there's any truth in that, right? And then why would you leave three boys home alone? Maybe they weren't at the lake. Remember she also said the boys went swimming earlier that day. And I also said that there's a smaller little pond or something that's closer to the house that could actually walk through the woods. Right? H was dropped off right at his house. But like I said, somebody was saying that he was actually supposed to be spending the night in babysitting. Right? And he seems like he's a pretty good babysitter and he wanted to get out of his house. And they're like, oh, why would. Yeah, I could see why he wanted to get out of Allie's house. Yeah. Okay, so y'all got any cards? And let's think of the question. Let's think of something different. Let's see. I do feel like mischief tonight. What do you think Don's hiding? Let's find out. Let's use the new cards. Let's see what he's hiding. I'm mistress, strippers, right? And so anybody know exactly what time she went missing? Like it had to have been by the time they got back home. Well, they didn't have drugs there until Grandma got home. Then booze, I'm not sure about that because the boys, 12, 10, and whatever, 9, I don't know. But and those are all Candace's kids and his kids together, right? But he also has a son and a daughter that's much older from a previous marriage, and he's 56. So, yeah, so she went missing at 6 p.m. So she took a nice nap in the truck, woke up, because, they had to carry all their groceries and milk in. They planted a little thing that took 5 minutes, and it might have been a memorial for Rose, might not have been. But, so I knew damn well she probably went to Grandma's house, was calling, texting somebody. I'm sure the cops got her phone. And then somebody else posted that it was like 100 texts that she tried to delete, whatever the fuck. So, all right. And then somebody also came up with, I mean, these are good ideas that they owed the drug man something, but, Don was working. I think he could pay off the drug man while taking my daughter, right? And then she left the boys' home. Now, remember, I live in a state where not too long ago, well, it's been a while, we'll never find out the truth, by Pimlico racetrack in Baltimore, Maryland, Three little kids. I forget the oldest one. It might have been 10, something. Uh, all beheaded while the parents were gone. Beheaded. It took time to chop into their heads. And of course, they were illegal immigrants. So, was this a warning to them? And however, they had cameras out in the apartment. They put two people on trial that served like 8 months and got off or something. And it's the most ridiculous case I ever heard of. And please forgive me for not remembering the names. But actually, it took a while for them to behead three children that were left alone. So, why did they go after Summer and not the three boys if they were home alone? Now, if these boys are gaming in, let's say, the living room, and Summer might have never ever went into the house, then went downstairs, or maybe somebody was already in the house. But yeah, that's far fetched. I'm sure that they fingerprinted all that shit, right? And then, the dogs would have barked. They got 20 of them there. They only got like 8, but yeah, whatever. Somebody could have been a creeper, and plotted. Okay, so for order them to come take the daughter, which looks like a boy because her hair is shaved, you think they were trying to make her look like a boy so that they wouldn't come get her? Oh hell, there's every game you could. I had to give up gaming because I got a gambling problem. I'll sit there and spend $1 just so I can get more coins for designer shit. That it's just when you're bored, you just do it. You just click, and then there's real gaming. In my state, you cannot legally gamble, but you can wire your money to a Bermuda bank, and then they'll wire it back and you can gamble all the fuck you want online, right? Which that's not good, right? But okay, the boys we know are gaming. Okay, so I'm sure they drink every damn bit of liquor in that house before they get home. The boys would have been wasted, but was the boys home? I keep getting they were home, but I don't think that Summers went by them. I don't think she ever went in the house. I don't believe Candace watched her go into the house. Oops, I got a backwards card. I also don't do reverse cards in my readings because you do this shit or in your cards. You know what I mean? Like this. Now, if you do it and it works for you, you do your thing. When it comes to tarot cards, you perceive and you learn from it. And now that everything's changed in technology and all this, we don't know what the hell is next, right? But yeah, there's a reason why Don's afraid of psychics coming to his house. It's anti-Christian. Yeah, I don't know what Jesus did when he turned that water into wine and had bushes talking to him, and didn't he feed like a whole village with fish that came out of nowhere? I mean, I don't know if somebody has some psychic powers and magic there. Am I anti-Christian? Hell no. But don't judge others, and I won't judge him. I'm just putting it out there that there's something fishy among them. We know. So the three boys were supposedly home alone. They get home. Okay, they've gone over the story. Okay, they're going over the story. So what's next? There's got to be a next. There's a beginning, a middle, and then there's the end. Okay, so they say there's neighbors, and they say there was a red truck. Nobody's come forth on the red truck, so that's that. They're also out there still searching, but don't want us to volunteer to do it. Why? I don't know. I mean, even if you train me for 4 days, if I was there, why can't I go look? What the fuck? So then Don keeps saying she was sex trafficked. So Don was supposed to be working. And what day did she go missing? Does anybody know if it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday? Drug dealers work on Saturdays, cover their habits. The property was up for sale. Huh. So where does Candace plan on going with him, or was she leaving him? And like I said, never tell an abuser that you're leaving. And then everybody's saying that she was a bad mom. So what's he going to do? Take the boys, and she was going to take the girls? Well, Ruth, you're probably right about that. But he found God because he's been in jail, or whatever the hell. How is he 56? But he looks like he's. But then again, that man's tall. He's almost 6'9". I bet he could put up some drywall quick. He seems to be in shape. Candace doesn't. She looks like she lost weight. But now, Allie got jealous of shit over the wand shit. And then she also admitted to um, having him in that house with those boys. Now, um, single mother, you never let your boys see you with different men, because will they will disrespect you left and right. Never ever bring strange men into your house. Nope. If you're going to do anything, you go to somewhere safe with them. Don't go to, like, some stranger's house is like you meet on Tinder. Yeah, right. You're asking for trouble. Of course, we all know that, right? But anyway, so how bad did Candace want out of the marriage? Wasn't bad enough, right? So the boys were supposed to be home alone. They went swimming earlier. I'm pretty sure I heard her say that, in which that doesn't make any sense. I mean, what time is this woman getting up and traveling, right? So, and did Grandma spend the night in that medical center? I guess we'll know when the trial hits. When I said there was a little bit of a level change coming, we know that what that is, because they did that with the West family too, and taking the kids out of the house, try to separate them, and then see what happens. I figured Don's ready to go to the nut house anyway, right? Yeah, the Taz tattoo. Remember that? Now I came up with the Taz thing. She's taking on an alter ego and been like, maybe she's got different personalities we don't know about. She's had it. She's kind of like not really a bubbling personality like her sister, right? That maybe she does have an alter ego and we don't know about it. She takes one man and then she takes one a woman. Um, that's kind of iffy. Remember that with the Shannon thing about the alter ego? He even slipped up and said that. And yeah, that came out in the cards that he definitely has an entity in him, entity of something, and it still didn't save him. He was still in prison. I got some hate mail over that one, but anyway, they gonna find her. Thank God they found that little boy. I think that little boy woke up in the car and got out of the car. I think he pulled into that apartment complex, and that little boy woke up and got himself out of there. Um, so anyway, I want to move to California. Anyway, so Don's supposed to be working. Did anybody figure out what day it was? She dropped Grandma off at 8 a.m. All right, so they had to get up at like what, 6:30 to get ready. She put her bathing suit on, or she's changed at Hunter's house, but Hunter called her. Doesn't matter. But anyway, she had to go help Grandma. Oh yeah, the sins of the father carry on. Believe me, as you get older, you see it. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a disorder, disassociate thing, but uh, then again, grandma's got some issues too. So why did Don go after the grandma on the property if she's supplying the meds? Remember in the peace order or protective order, he supposedly went after her too, but didn't say anything about the children. So and then the other son that has issues, you can tell he's got issues. Yeah, they all shady, definitely. But so they shaved the little girl's head because she had lice, and also everybody else had it, so she decided to do it. But it did look pretty when with the bow on and everything. So she didn't have a bow on that day, and yet what the hell came? Anybody know about, or did you hear about that? There was a strange man that was trying to something about his penis or something when in that area that day. That makes no sense at all. Yeah, it's possible that Candace Senior is the blunt of it all. Oh, but then Don's sister made sure everybody knew what he's about, right? So anyway, let's see if we can come up with something different, and then we'll go to uh, where the fuck's she at? I kept getting from north, but then again, somebody might be moving her, and it's still not good. And then same with the Xavier shit. I got too much emotions going with that beautiful little smiling face that I just, if the mother's involved in that, I just want to kill her or the freak she was hanging out. Like I said, don't hang out with freaks if you got kids. They freaky. Never let them know where you live, especially if you got kids. There's a commodity now. They don't want your gold. They don't want your money. They don't want your credit card. They want your children. It says it in the Bible. And it's whether they'll take it for organs or just to torture or whatever the fuck. Some money's out there is willing to pay it. So anyway, Don was supposed to be at work. We can't figure out if it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. We're gonna go back and check. It was June 15th, right, that she went missing. Somebody Google that, find out what day it was. Or like Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, whatever the fuck. Okay, so it was a normal day for him to work, and he was miles away, came rushing home like a soldier that he is. And then he's got a work truck, but was he working alone, putting up drywall? Tuesday, so it was a Tuesday. All right, so what is it that Don's hiding that he does? I mean, we already know his son's a freak, and the sister done put out his shit, and he's a good Christian, goes to church, and I guess they checked on how many times they went to church and everything. I'm assuming that Candace just goes for the hell of it. Shuffle. What did I say Ace of Disc was? North. Also, the Ace of Disc represents new beginnings professionally and physically. Pleasure. So the end of that, the first card, and into that new beginnings professionally and physically. So he wanted to start something new professionally, and then he thought it would be more pleasurable, more money, whatever. As the cups are filled, and of course that ended. Okay, and then oppression. Yeah, that's level change. Number 10, oppression. Guess what? That's fucked up. And disappointment and loss, of course, that's upset. Okay, and then emotions and ideas are coming in and out. And then it has something to do with the house, his foundation. And then mail and business, government. So, condemnable, right? And then so things take consideration or things he wants to change is the negativity, of course. And then towards the builder, I'm gonna say that's some type of partner. Completely was liberated. He's like, fuck this shit. Nope, I'm out. Okay, so Don had some plans completely, I guess probably some money at church. And then the sun. Now this is golden opportunities, but otherwise, because it's next to the lovers card, it represents we know changes in their relationship are coming, children in the relationship, and then his biggest fear was them taking the children and dividing them up, right? But they've searched that house. I know somebody said to me something about the pillars at the down by the cellar. And, dogs have searched, and they're going to search again, and they're going to continue. And I'm sure they fingerprinted everything. If that little girl was on that property, they would have smelt her out by now. So I'm going to ask again, and I know that probably people are sick of me doing it. We'll ask again. Where is Summer Wells? What happened? Or let's try to change it up and ask what happened when Summer came home that afternoon with Grandma and Candace. Um, I'm assuming that they fed the little girl and they put the groceries away and then they went back outside, right? And a lot of people are saying, no, she drowned, secondary drowning, blah, blah, blah. She was dead in the car and blah, blah, blah. It's not, it's just, there's no way she took in that much water. H would have noticed it. And they keep asking him over and over, and Candace over and over. No, she's not near the house. From what I gather, she's at least 20 miles out north. And then again, they might have moved her, or somebody might have moved her. Remember Letitia? She was moving them, and they should have been watching her. But I'll put this down for y'all more, so you don't have to look at me. But, all right, somebody, let's change the wording up again. Somebody come up with a better sentence. Yeah, it's possible, but she probably woke up hungry after swimming. So, let's ask: did the boys see Summer Wells that day when she got back from her car trip? Everybody, concentrate. Did Summer Wells go back into the house the day she came back with Candace and Grandma Candace Senior? Did she go into the house to with her mother and grandmother to put the groceries away? And then shuffle one, two, three. Concentrate again. Remember, you want your vibration to come on from this hand to this hand, and then, or if you're asking a person with you, they put their hand on it, and then you put it over it, and then concentrate again. Tuesday, June 15th. It answered our question. You know how I know? The chariot came up, which represents a vehicle in whom okay. So it answered the question, the chariot, and then original thoughts of her, and then indolence, training, fatigue. Remember, did she wake up? Okay, truth revealed, illuminated, awakening, virtue of character, the three boys, three, and then energy there. So, let's, yeah, somebody take notes. I got paper and pad here, but you know how I am, right? I'll forget this shit tomorrow or whatever for now. Okay, I'm actually getting hungry. Okay, physically, but sorrow and sadness and separation, and then failure, loss, speculations thereof. So they didn't pay attention to her because fucking nuts. Okay, things taken in consideration or things change. Well, we can't change it because the past is the past. Risk taking, involvement, anticipating, waiting, upheaving, anxiety, pleasure, and then slaying as fast as he could. How could somebody be just waiting for that opportunity? It's like one in a million, right? Just waiting for her to come out. Unless Summers had a routine to go water the plants, or how did he know that she had a routine? Go feed the dogs, or did she have a chore that she did every night? What guy doing fence work? Was he driving a red truck? Jeanette, what guy? So Summers must have had a routine of doing something on that property, going to check the mail, and they're just not telling us what her routine was, right? When H did he mention it, or remember Allie and H said, well, we can't say that. Remember, a couple times. I missed the one tonight because I got really pissed off when it um cops off the cuff said members only. You couldn't leave them. I was like, what the fuck? Fuck you, dick. But anyway, outcome. Uh, Overflowing truth there. So that means suddenly death and destruction, shock. Where's Summer? And then the fight breaks out. You was supposed to be watching her. It's your responsibility, right? No, Candace, it was yours. So, and then I'm sure Don comes home and says, no, Candace, it was your fucking responsibility, not my son's. So, who the fuck was watching her and what routine is there? And that's not representing a child doing it to her. It's she either went and got the mail, feeding the dogs, or some kind of routine. Yeah, I believe she went back into the house, but they were not paying attention to her. And that's where Candace lies about. I saw her go back in that house. No, you didn't. You could care less. Well, I mean, I guess she did. She does care. I mean, she did take her out and had a nice day, and she does treat her like a little girl. And other than that, we don't know nothing about these people. I knew if I had a girl, I'd chain her ass to the back of my back or the front or sideways or something right now. But then again, they after little boys too. Fucking sick fucking society. We gotta start, I don't know, shocking these motherfucker by their penises, or there's women out there doing it. Now I'm going on a rant. All right, summer Donna now, summer Donna Summers backwards, summer Donna now. All right, let's ask some more questions. Oh, H's sister's a 12-year-old, right? Uh, I don't think H is involved. I think they're putting that shit in there to get, the limelight. And, it's like, it's not even your child, stay out of it, right? I think he has guilt because he really cared about these people and cared about Summers. I'm sure it's fucking his head up. And I'm sure it's fucking the brothers' heads up because Candace said, I could just hear her. You were supposed to be watching her. Your kids are not responsible for your kids. But I thought she was, well, 12. Yeah, it's possible. But let's go back to he was working on the fence, because I do believe that it's possible that one of the neighbors had some money working and was coming and going. And I'm sure the cops will on that. So, you know what I mean? Oh, she's 16. But, you know, Candace gets to know people. Apparently, you said it's a grandmother. If they're working or they're friendly to a lot of people, right? And also, we've already said that it's a possibility grandma was selling pills. How many times? Who knows, right? But so who knew Candace was going to pick up grandma and get the pills, right? Or even if it was a kid. But so they in order to get Summer off that mountaintop, they had to know her routine. They had to have a vehicle because the neighbors would have seen, because apparently the neighbors there are watching 24/7. I don't know if that's true or not, but get my point. Or was it happen to be some money from the church that came by and swiped? I'm sure they're all been investigated too. My nose all clogged up. I'm allergic to sassy. No, she all laid out in fact. Anybody else got anything else that they can come up with? As far as I know, all the kids that were living at the house have the same father. But then again, there's rumors from Don's side of the family, I think from his stepmother, that Candace had another child after Summers, but gave her up for adoption. I don't know if that's true, but that's really sad. If the relationship is that bad, right? No, I don't think H is involved or anybody about the woman. No women came up. I'll ask if you want. But of course, we also said that Chris, what the hell's his last name? I forget. Oh shit! See my memory. What the hell was it? Marco? Chris Marco was involved. And that was a joke, but however, he might have been involved with Rose. I'm sure Grandma's got some ideas. Or Rose's husband. You gotta pay some money to get off scot-free back even then. Are they like fly-by-night detectives or sheriffs that work in those towns 20 years ago? But I'm sure they're finding out a lot more right now. Oh yeah, so they're tracking everything that Candace and them did to verify where she stopped at. Like I said, they don't seem to be hurting that much for money that she stopped and got this and that and that and that and gas, right? And I'm assuming grandma's on disability or social security at her age and a bad leg. Okay, so we were going to ask about is H's family, Hunter's family, involved in this in any way? Everybody concentrate. Oops. I wonder if there's any other teenage boys that live in that neighborhood that are friends with the boys. Anyway, back to the question we asked. Is Hunter's family or Allie's or anybody in Hunter's family involved in the disappearance of Summer Wells? Okay, the question we asked, death, destruction, shock, involvement, Taurus the builder, and then break free of negative thinking. She slayed it away, ideas of it. Okay, learning a family, and then strength, and then redefining, or they known or unknown. So when it comes to Ace Cups, it's you know them because it's known. So they're answering the question: is it known? Okay, once again, the Prince of Cups comes up, and then power held, and then vehicle. Things taken consideration, ideas of whereabouts, happiness there, and then the Queen of Cups. Open and it could be a lake. Um, I don't know if Candace is a queen. I mean a water sign or not, but the Queen of Cups receiving information. Okay, the question itself, and then plenty of hospitality, eating and drinking water and stuff. He really thinks that he witnessed her like going underwater. And like Candace said, how everything's slowing down. He really thinks that did that happen? She was supposedly alive and awake when they dropped him off. And then you said Candace is Taurus Earth sign. Then that's not her. I don't know who that is. Might be me. I guess maybe the mother, maybe Allie. Anyway, Allie is definitely trying to get her nose into anything she can. Sits objectively watching and waiting, so they're nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? However, I'm sure the guilt is there because that was the last time he saw her. That would fuck my head up today, let alone at 15. Or, he's probably mentally or emotionally at the age of a 13-year-old or maybe 12, right? Seems like a good kid. All right, he smoked a little bit and took a sip. He seems still like a pretty good 15-year-old. And takes care of his family and loves his family, right? I don't see any like he's been on drugs and like most 15-year-olds in my neighborhood. Um, let's try to figure out who the. I gotta use the bathroom. I have to take a break, y'all, and get some snacks. Popcorn would be nice. Pool boy, give me some popcorn. Let's see if we can figure out if the neighbor or somebody working around that area came and got her. So Candace knew she had to go pick her mother up early in the morning. So she communicated to Don her whereabouts. She communicated to the boys her whereabouts. Okay. So did the boys communicate with anybody that day? Like an older sibling? What's his name? Don's older son, Don Jr. or somebody else in the neighborhood, or for that matter, maybe somebody followed them from that the clinic or the drugstore. Where they getting Walgreens or something? Hold on, I'm gonna read that. Ah, damn. Well, hold up. I got my bifocals. Don could have had a girlfriend once. That's what I was thinking today too. How dirty is he that he doesn't want us psychics to know or readers? It's just evil fuckers out there, right? Yeah, you never know. But I'm thinking that the neighbor is female and she had a visitor or somebody working on her property. See, now remember, Candace said there is a neighbor not too far away. That's possible, right? But so she gets drunk at 6 o'clock in the evening, so it was time for Candace to get drunk, right? But she didn't stop. Well, maybe she did. After they dropped Hunter off, got like what, a 30 pack or whatever the fuck she drinks or ready to party. Remember, she drinks pretty much every night, right? So they have to find, I'm sure the cops have got to find where else she stopped in receipts, right? So, and they're going to also investigate the phone. I'm sure I'm probably like 100% thinking they dropped the groceries off. Summer woke up, blah blah blah. They did this and that, twittered around. Grandma needed help. Remember that Candace went over to her little camper. I don't know if Grandma's allowed inside to eat. Would she feed the kids? They never said, right? So who knew they were home by that time? And they also, according to Allie, there was somebody that used to be staying that was a wanderer that stayed on the property, some kind of shed or possibly the bus. There's somebody else involved. Um, no, she supposedly disappeared on the 15th, but what picture? Well, according to them, H was supposed to spend the night, or the night before, or the night after. Something happened besides her disappearance, because also Candace called him. Why would you call a 15-year-old and let him know that Summer's missing? And why didn't H spend the night then? I don't know which picture you were referring to. 605. You mean there was a picture of her, Summer at home at 605? Because all they keep showing is her in the vehicle with the milk up against her and stuff. Right. I'm not on Facebook or Twitter, so I'm completely lost with what pictures and there's people that are either slowing down the pictures. I won't mention the names, but I have before. They slow down the pictures and then they put doom music, do 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 do, right? Evil shit, and to make you think that that's what happened, or whatever. But they would have arrested Candace by now if they got her on her phone or something going on, right? Or the grandmother. And then of course they also, that's my neighbors. Speaking of loud loud banging, um they would have caught on to it already and took them into custody. And she'd like to take a lot of pictures. So how many of them have we not seen? Why that just that day, right? Remember Letitia did that too. Oh, here's a picture of your kid, right? But left her phones home and all that shit. Well, Candace didn't let. She didn't leave her phones home, but she can't get reception. So I'll ask again, but I think it has something to do with people they know, and it's possibly something to do with that area. Somebody watching and knew a routine that Summers was doing, including who the hell goes and gets the mail, what time's the mail delivered, early in the morning, late in the evening, and of course, everybody's saying the dog stopped sniffing right at the dog trail of the driveway, the back entrance. So it had to have been somebody that knows the property to know that there's another entrance to get up that hill, right? Why? You can say whatever you want, cuss or whatever you want. A guy neighbor reported them to CPS one time for neglect. Also, believes Summer was being molested. I thought that too as soon as I was questioning that. And it's little boys can do that, and of course now that the sister is of Don has brought that up, right? Yeah, well, Candace obviously likes to show her off, but then again, they're only showing Summers. They're not showing the boys. I mean, she might take pictures of her sons too, and we just don't know it because they're only showing us Summers, right? These bastards! Why are they shutting off your damn comments? Try to word it differently. Damn Google. And I'm saying whatever the hell I want to say, and they're not. Well, then again, they might shut me down. Who knows? Try to word it differently, and then we'll try to figure it out. But yeah, now if they did report her so many times to CPS, why didn't they step in? Then a lot of people are saying maybe she hit her, and then if there was a custody battle, um, Don seems like okay. I want my three sons. You can have her, right? Thank you. I'm doing good. I did get the injection in my bag, but I'm doing good. I'm numb. Um, yeah, but unless somebody in the family made an arrangement, we got to start thinking about outside the box first, and then work your way in. And like I said, how many people have they partied with that knows that property, knows the kids? We got church people. We know the town's small. We know that there's some kind of odd neighborhood action going on. Was there any other? All right, you got three boys home. Was there any other kids that came to visit? And do you really trust those boys home alone? I mean, if they're really that good or scared of mommy and daddy, the fear of Don coming home and whipping your ass, and so I want to jump off the roof today. Versus why, were they that? And they were cleaning the house, but yet the house is never clean. There's no way. I don't think they're gonna let her get adopted by grandmother when grandma's on the property and was asking for a protective service or protective order herself in that complaint. I don't think they'd give her custody unless she got up and moved, right? Because if you're going to get rid of your husband because you're afraid of him, you get him off the property and you stay on it. And apparently that's what she was trying to do. And then, of course, the court's going to ask, are you afraid of your husband still? Blink twice, yes, or once, no. You know, and then yeah, we're hearing different rumors about there was another child that she put up for adoption, and um, which if you're that bad of a parent. But the boys looked healthy from what we see, but they're not showing too many pictures of them, right? But anyway, let's get back to me not blabbling, and we'll go back to asking some kind of question that we can come up with a different answer to, right? So let's think about who would know that summer was outside. Well, now I'm saying that there was supposed to be another child born after summer, so she would only be what, four, three, two, one. I think grandma was the drug dealer, but anyway, or is, but yeah, we know that they definitely want something. Where's the medical health center around that area? I don't know, but why did grandmother go way, way out to go with that one? She'd been thrown out of the other ones, or they cut her off on the other ones, and for someone that just got out of with the knee brace and everything, walking through the woods and the trails. I mean, you think the woman would want to go home and rest because grandma's got to be what, 60. But anyway, let's see if let's just ask, was somebody watching Summers that day, watching what she did outside? Because obviously she said, I watched her go inside. Okay, well, then you're putting Candace is putting the whole blame on those boys. And oh, you saw her, right? Okay, so I've already asked. I'm getting the pain right here, and I have no idea why. I'm having a heart attack. It's not funny. Um, yeah, there is people out there that do that crazy shit. With I thought I was gonna have a boy, and they don't want it no more. I was surrogating, and they don't want a girl, so I'm stuck with her. That is some crazy shit. But anyway, and then we could ask if Don and Candace are swingers. But then they got three boys that bedrooms are upstairs, and then Summer's bedroom is supposed to be downstairs. I need a new bra too. I need one of those ones that fasten because I'm tired of clicking that shit in the back, trying to pull it over my head. I know it's a fucking nightmare. All right, let's try to see if there was somebody that was watching and knew. We gotta word this right. When Summers got home, was there somebody in the woods watching her, stalking her? All right, so we'll ask about that. Yeller said, quiet, I swear. All right, concentrate. I hear my neighbors yelling. That gives me the PTSD that I don't like violence or screaming, confrontation. Was somebody who was stalking or watching the house that day, June 15th, 2021. Did I shuffle? We'll shuffle again. If I hear stomping and shit, and it sounds like somebody being hit, I'll pick up the phone and report it. I don't want any violence around me or guns. Come right through the wall. Was somebody watching or stalking the family when they got home that day? Do y'all hear it? That's interesting. I can take that as two different ways though. All right, so a strength, the reason why I'm asking, and then remember Ace Cups aren't seen or done, so was somebody watching them? And then truth seeing, right? So it's answering the question. Risk taking involvement, anticipating, like waiting, physically, stalking, and completed. So it was a movement. However, debauchery and drug use, movement, working towards complete movement and journey. So we got to think about that. Somebody take notes. Okay, so drug abuse, alcohol, lies, deception, movement, and fertility of movement. So there was somebody near that property, and then things taken into consideration because we can't change. Truth revealed, definitely seen. Sorrow, sadness, separation, lies, emotionally high. So in other words, it would definitely emotions driven, but something is like they knew. Maybe there really was that weird thing they said about the guy that they saw, or warning. It's like they should have known about the warning of it. That's definitely possible, but they're both very. It makes you wonder which one's more shadier. All three of them, really. All right, and then swiftness, open air. Remember how I said looking, watching, suddenly vibrations of it was like plotting. All right, okay, failure and the house, death, destruction, and shock. So, so there was definitely some kind of evilness that came to that house that was watching and waiting. Was he actually waiting for her? Or they just waiting for anyone? Why were the boys in then? What made? Don't leave the house. There's something out there. I will send Summer out to the mailbox. Right. I don't know, but they had to have some kind of warning that like they said, there's snakes out there, bears out there. It's she'll never leave the yard, right? Uh, so y'all want me to ask, and then I gotta go get something to munch on. My tummy hurt. We'll ask who took Summers, and then we'll ask just again because see if there's been a level change as something's coming forth. They're working the case hard. See what directions. Where is Summers? Right. Who took Summer Wells? Y'all heard that? Goodbye. Get out. Anybody know what Don's horoscope sign is? Because I asked who took Summer Wells that day on June 15th. Anybody take her anywhere else from that house? Like, after she got home. So, um, death and destruction comes up again. Oh, he's a Scorpio? Well, Taurus the builder came up. Movement. He's a builder, but brought negativity. He can also represent the fortune card, the wheel of fortune. It's good to meditate the money one. But anyway, so who brought the negativity to the house? He also represents a builder. Okay, realizing, starring on and recognizing the who. So who came to that fucking house and took her? Okay, now the ace of disc. That's seen or unseen. I'm gonna say it's unseen because um it represents, like, besides physical and material shit of the seeds of all that, but new beginnings professionally and physically. So if it was like new beginnings physically or professionally, would you know or not know? Seen or unseen? And then peace there, tranquility. It's like he knew the area. And then suddenly, decision and timing, propelled and moved, sudden fucking problem. And then look what we got. The Knight of Wands comes. Of course, it also represents a red vehicle, but the Knight of Wands comes, bringing of the problem. Right to you, right here it is, right. And then we have the Prince of Cups. Remember, that's a water sign, but it also could represent an ex-boyfriend or ex-lover, or just a younger man, or just could, I guess it could represent a child too. But it's so confusing because that's things to take into consideration. Okay, involuntary changes, hangman, death. So you see what I'm saying? I would definitely see, like, okay, realizing the starring eye and recognizing, oh my god, my child's missing. Okay, and then decision and timing was propelled and moved suddenly. And then they're thinking, who the fuck did this? Okay, so now we got the marriage, relationship, and then we got the power held, foundation of the house, finished arrangement. There's a level change coming. Uh, could there be an arrest? Um, yeah, I seen that. I didn't really watch all of the interview, but it's like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? They should be doing a lot more jail time. There's kidnapping left and right going on, people. Not to scare y'all that you can't sleep tonight, but let's try to redefine this again. And I don't think she's alive. But then again, you never know. They could be locked down in the basement, destruction, and physical abuse could feel like you're dead because it's like, right. But with the hangman, it's pretty much she's dead. It's where could they hide her now? And so if Candace got, I'm sure the detectives are working on this, right? And yeah, of course, it also could represent water. Yeah, there's I used to live alone until I had kids, but um um I know a lot of people that still live alone, but it's peaceful and quiet, but you still gotta be careful. Uh so let's see if is Candace or Don gonna be arrested. Um Allie's boyfriend was supposed to be Juan, or they were jealous they were Juan, and that's what happened with the friendship. But she couldn't wait to call her ex friend out. I mean, that's pretty rotten. Well, let me tell you about this or that. I mean, that's not right to do. She should have just kept her mouth shut because now she has to be a witness in a court case, whether it's good or bad, right? And yep. So same with Hunter. So I'm sure that's why the father wanted to come in and get him. Are they going to find out who took Summer Wells? Yeah, the government's definitely working on it. By the way, did they take the children from them? Is that what I missed this weekend? Because I remember Don kept saying that they were having threats and all this was happening. And like I said, I'm sure Don's through with Candace and Candace is through with him. And remember, Candace is blaming her own children. You weren't watching her. You know, your sister's missing. It was your fault because you weren't watching her. But I had to go help Grandma. But and then Don's paying for Candace to be the housekeeper and mother of the children and wasn't watching them. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Are they gonna find her? Okay, and they gotta receive it, ideas of it, and then of course the emperor represents government, and then abundance of plenty of hospitality, eating and drinking, overflowing. I mean, just people are out there searching physically, truce until they find her. They ain't gonna stop. Okay, strength. And then here we have the ace of discount, which I said north, but also physically, new beginnings professionally and physically. So it's physical, but anyway, the whole situation, the whole question itself, the world shall see. So that means us people. There's strength and news coming, and starting out and recognizing oppression, jail time for somebody sits objectively watching and waiting. That also represents like the court and shit. So, but they got to find her body first. Female home, legal problems. The chariot also represents home, but usually in my readings that represents a vehicle drive, but justice, victory. But so they will find her, and the level change is about to come. I think one of them is about to be arrested. Well, at least they were smart and separated them, unlike the West. Who's got to go to the bathroom? Raise your hand. Thank you. Yeah, now I'm supposed to quit. I've only smoked while I was away. I think I smoked like 6 a day. And they're really making me nauseous anyway. But believe me, I'm stressed out. Right? No excuses, but yeah. These are terrible. I roll my own cigarettes. I can't afford cigarettes. Right? Listen to me. I mean, that damage is done. But anyway, where is Summer Wells at from the house? From her house, where is her body at? It's so sad. So anyway, fertility and movement and risk taking, anticipating and waiting, death, destruction, and shock. But so where's her body at? Okay, the moon. If she's in between something, I'm gonna say probably the mountains. That also represents a vagina, but um of course, the moon, dark times, depression, setbacks, not to be involved in a relationship. But anyway, it's terrible, absolutely terrible. They're fighting and totally against, but and they got to break free from the negativity and but look, the tourist the builder keeps coming back up. He's a worker. I'm still thinking it might have been somebody that was working near the damn house. Or maybe Candace is playing with people on Kinder. Is it Kinder or Tinder or whatever the fuck? Right. Anyway, so completion. So they're gonna find her real soon, and emotionally swept away. She might be in water now. That usually represents a pond or lake. I'm sure that like I said on Google, there is like I think when you're looking down at Google though, to the right of it, there is a little bit of a water place right there, a pond. That's why I thought that's where they went swimming at, but no, the other place, right? But completion and recovery. So it's they might have moved her. Okay, and then realizing it, and then here's the lake, defeat and loss, but disappointment and loss, healing, resting. He's the field. Remember, in my other readings, here comes the field again. So, Valorica. I mean, they're searching lakes, but I think she's really way up in the land somewhere. Or maybe they buried her in the dirt 20 miles away. I mean, there's so many property and woods in that area. It's fucked up. So, unless they capture the guy that did it and report where the fuck you put her, uh, yeah, Ford told me north, to a little bit to the west. And if you look on Google Map, by I think it's called some fucked up county called Grass something like Grass County or something. There is like this water place right there, and it's an open field, and there's like a couple trees that are like it looks like some kind of memorial or park, completely north and from the house, and a little bit to the west, like 5 degrees to the west. And there's a cliff of a mountain right there, and it would be perfect for a waterfall. It's really weird, but why would they put her there? I don't know. But same thing. And believe me, I'm sure they sniffed out, put the dogs on Candace's car and the work trucks or the other vehicles, right? And probably searched for blood, DNA, and all that. So the only other thing I'm thinking about is if it was a freak accident and the boys pushed her down the steps or something, and why would Candace hide it? Then again, she's not really the most intelligent person there is. But I'm going to keep working on it. And I'm sure everybody else is too. Not going to forget this one. And the Xavier one, I got to work on probably later tonight because I'm kind of tired but bored. I got to go find something to eat. Go to the bathroom, pray that my drain open up from my son using too much toilet paper. Never ending. Told him not to use that much. So anyway, if y'all can come up with other questions to ask, we'll go ahead and ask them, then write them down and see what happens. If anything, we can look at this, differently, and also, let's ask what the level change is coming and when. Because when I see a level change, it means like the cops going to have a press conference. When I mean that, I seen the one level change coming last week, which probably meant the children are going to be taken away like they did with the West and then brought back in. So I'm sure she's going to get hit with a fine with the misdemeanor alcohol. But you notice how she put the blame on Candace Senior, and I guess Candace Senior is going to take that. So she must have some dirt on her mother for a mother to put up with this shit, right? Unless she really cares about him. I mean, not like she don't care about Summers or the boys, but like Candace's underdoings. Is there going to be a level change soon with Summer Wells? them finding her and telling us. Yeah, scientifically recognize her as in an oppression. Definitely right now, they need to move forward with this case. Does anybody know what Candace's birth sign is? She a water sign too. Okay, the Queen of Cups, death, destruction, and shock, and ideas. Well, they definitely think she has something to do with it. Combination of failure, loss, and defeat is thinking. Combination of it. So they're losing time, and it's causing defeat of all the rumors and stuff. I mean, I'm sure it's caused some serious mania. So yeah, she's definitely not a water sign. I wonder if, but anyway. So, truth revealed, risk taking involvement and waiting for the death, and for it to come to a completion. But suddenly and swiftly, I think it's going to be an innocent bystander that finds her, and could be miles away. Yeah, suddenly movement, and then realizing it gain there. So they're very close to finding her. I really don't think Candace was involved. I mean, her stupidity caused it to that point, and she's got to live with that for the rest of her life. And God knows how, whatever her feeling is towards her sister. But so that's as much as I've gotten again. However, there is a level change coming. So, and then there couldn't have been more than what 10 cars that went down that street in that daytime that nobody knows or recognizes, or and then the red truck that they're looking for that nobody can find or came forward to. So let me ask one more question. Were they expecting any visitors that day? Were they expecting any visitors the day Summer Wells went missing? Mm, that's interesting. Okay, first card comes up death, destruction, shock, and then risk taking, anticipating, or waiting. It means like, anybody else seen or heard anything, right? Completion and recovery of it, communicating out. That's a level change, and then the child disappeared. Okay, then suddenly it was sudden, and the Queen of Swords sat objectively, watching and waiting, hidden. They were hidden. Okay, as far as sad and separation and virtue, living up to yourself, recognizing that emotionally, maybe the boys were aware of it. That, somebody was out there, and something, was creepier going on that, I don't think she was in the basement. I don't think she passed those boys. You know what I mean? Even if they were gaming and weren't paying attention, I don't think she was in the basement. I don't, that's and Candace's fucking imaginary bullshit that she watched that child go up into that house. She was not paying attention. She was helping grandma on the phone, blah blah blah, texting or whatever the fuck she was doing, medicating herself or whatever. She did not watch her go into that house because I don't think she went. They might have came home together, put the food away, ate something, and came back out and then said, "Come on, let's go plant the flowers," and then blah blah blah, and then she. I don't think that's. I think that's just a blunt she wanted to put on that. The boys were watching her, it wasn't me, right? I don't think she watched Summer go into that house because she knew Summers didn't go back into that house after that. How do you miss your fucking child when she's on this same fucking property? You know what I mean? Good question. Mostly high, a sudden problem coming, energy, and then the moon. It was like just like I said, how you fuck up that bad, Candace? Yeah, that's a mystery. The aliens came and got her ass, right? Okay, we knew she didn't fall down. They searched that area. They searched and searched again. That there's no hole. She's not up in the trees. She's not down in the ground. They brought the dogs in. She's not in the house. She's not underneath the concrete. So somebody had to have done a snatch and run, or the neighbor, or somebody was told to go there at a certain time, or right? Well, far fetched that somebody was waiting in the house before they got home. Really, what was the boys doing? I don't know. There's no way that she went back. But that's pretty rotten today. Well, you were supposed to be watching your sister, and that shit does happen. You think the kids are watching TV, and all of a sudden the youngest one goes out the front door, and the mother comes back from using the bathroom or talking on the phone or something. Where's your sister? Oh, I don't know. You can't blame the little kid for watching another child. It's your job. So, and then, then H feels responsible. Hunter, I mean, well, oh my God, I was one of the last ones that seen her. She was in the car with me. I'm sure he is devastated. He needs professional help. That's fucked up. And it really is fucked up. That's what I said too on my other videos. If you go straight north, there's place that has water, and then the trees are open, because remember there's nothing but dense forest in the hills in between the counties, because I'm wheezing now that I smoked. They're in valleys and stuff, right? Yeah, like I said, he was the old. Candace put the blame on him, knowing damn well she's the mother of the house. Well, that was the hint. Which direction is she in? We'll try it again. I gotta use the bathroom. Uh, might be able to concentrate. Come on, Sassy, get up and concentrate. Come on, girl. Get your lazy ass up. Come on, concentrate. Everybody concentrate. From the house, which direction is Summer Wells in? North, east, south, or west? It was called grassy something or another. I gotta get back on the map. I also gotta learn how to. I hope you don't have an ear infection. I also gotta go and figure out when I'm live. I think I need StreamYard, which I've been on before, but it didn't work. And then share with you the screen, and then it'll come up halfway, and then you can see what I'm looking at. I definitely need somebody to teach me that shit. Feel free to volunteer, anybody. Which direction is she in? It's not answering me. Eh. But all I see is death. Right. Success and time and negativity. And then right now, it's say I can't see, but death, peace, tranquility, objectivity, and research scientifically. It's like, okay, computers or wires, and, I know, right? Okay, oppression. Against abundance of. So the cups are filled. I'm sorry, overflowing. And then the Knight of Wands brings it. So he brought nothing but oppression and then overfilling it. So she's near water. And then the starry eyed nakedness and crystals. But remember, this comes up hoping to recognize. It also represents insects and bugs and the north to south, decision and timing, and then the Prince of Cups again. Now, he can also represent a lake or pond, but I think this is actually represent the person, decision and time and propelled and moved. He's actually looking this way, but the star represents north to south. And then we have the emperor looking right at him, like the government, police, and such, or father, but communicated. And then the Prince of Swords slayed as fast as he could, evil, you know. So maybe somebody's going to confess. It didn't answer me like it did in my other ones, unless they moved her again. But she was to the north, a little bit to the west, and of course, like I said, this represents not only her, finding her, but also north to south, decision in time, and suddenly going that way, and then the actual person moving her. Okay, I can't stand evil fucking people. Just leave people alone, especially children. Fucking sick people out in the world. And then, like I said, we gotta work on the Xavier case, and that's really fucking shady. They got another case where they're stopping a brutal case on that to open up another one that they have evidence of something going on, and there's we definitely need to put that person in not in prison, put to death. Definitely needs to be put to death. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm a night owl, and then some nights I go to sleep super early, and then I'm up early in the morning. It's just, especially when I got high anxiety, and then I just also got that steroid shot. But that doctor, what he said to me, you all get a laugh out of this one. My doctor is a good-looking younger guy, right? They're all getting young because I'm getting old, but it's amazing how young these doctors are. Um, he says I was telling him about my trip to Pennsylvania, about finding crystals and what we were looking for, and he says to me, I swear to God, he says to me, "Oh, I like crystals, blah 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 this," and then he goes, "I'm also interested in finding mushrooms." I was like, "Huh? Me too, right?" I'm really interested in finding some good mushrooms because I want to go on a spiritual journey, right? At least once before I die, because you're supposed to see different dimensions if you do it right. But I don't know what mushrooms he was talking about, but you know what I was thinking about, right? He said he's very interested in mushrooms, and I'm assuming for research, but they're doing a lot of studies on mushrooms about people that are close to dying but really don't have no faith, that they feel a lot more relaxed about dying afterwards and so forth like that. But I was thinking, yeah, I'd like to find a mushroom. I'd also like to find some truffles. You know how expensive truffles are. But yeah, it's also dangerous to go out in the woods by yourself, or even just with one. You got to bring weapons down just in case. We were on private property. It was another situation, but when it comes to the crystal digging and stuff, you got to be careful. Yeah, you can find some. I seen him on somebody's property one time. I should have ran in there and grabbed a bunch, and they definitely with the purple stems. You got to look for, but that there's other mushrooms too out there that they're doing research on. But yes, there's a lot of them that are deadly, and you don't. And yes, they're doing a lot of studies right now on the depression and which ones. But yeah, you got to be very careful about your mushrooms. It is a fungus, but it's amazing what special little fungus it is, right? Also, it's little they some of them would go around in a circle, and they call it the fairy circle. Like some people, and there's fairies and butterflies and stuff. But truffles, yeah, they're very hard to find, and little piggies and lazy little doggies. But they even have a war on truffles right now against the French. Can tell what a counterfeit truffle is. Chinese are counterfeiting that too. It's like how the hell do you know the difference between a truffle? And then like is it saffron? One of the most expensive herbs that it's insane. You think drugs are a commodity? Really think about what these commodities are. They're insane. But I was just looking for crystals. But yeah, I'll go look for some mushrooms. And of course, in England, with all that rainy moisture and shit, fairy rings, thank you. And yeah, but it's like, oh my god, it's illegal if you touch one or accidentally bend over and pick one. You know, yep, insane. But I never tried them, but I'll look for them the next time I go. I like to go to England. Yep. But anyway, if you think of any other questions, put them down, write them down, and we'll think of a different way. I'll keep working on it, and I think there's definitely a level change coming. There's not quite like tomorrow, the next day, but there's level changes coming. The princess didn't come up next to the level change, but there's definitely something coming forth because they know that so many people are interested in this, and then the other several missing people. But when it's children, it's terrible. Oh, all right, let's take a break. My neck hurts. I gotta pee, and I gotta go find something to eat, Cheerios or something. And everybody, thank you for watching, and be safe. And if you, yeah, like I said, think about other questions, and let's look at it from the outside of the box, and then work our way in. Because there's other people. It's not like they just lived on that damn property and people weren't visiting or knew where they lived. Oh, he would come do that. We live out in the middle of nowhere, shit, right? So anyway, let's think about this and somebody help me write it down. Whatever cards come up. So if we are wrong, we can always learn from it. Times are changing. The cards are kind of old, but different situations. And uh, yeah, they don't think they're just looking at Candace. There's other shit going on. So we're gonna get to it. And then what's the chances of two people in that family missing? What's the chances of some serious bad luck? So anyway, everybody take a break. I might come back on. I'm not putting no makeup on tonight. I'm glad my stalker with the foot fetish didn't come on tonight, but he's right on there. I hope he's doing well and got some professional help. All right, God bless. Everybody stay safe. Sassy went right back to bed. All right, everybody stay safe. God bless.